Where's Gary? Chapter 6. Patrick was lying on the warm sand, snoring loudly. Drool dribbled out of the corner of his mouth. Suddenly, a pile of paper, pencils, tape, glue, and paste fell on him, waking him up. "Oh, it's the end of the world!" he cried. "Office particles falling from the sky!" When he looked up, SpongeBob was standing over him with his arms stretched out. "No, Patrick," he said. "We're going to use this stuff to help us find Gary." Patrick sat up, puzzled. "But I thought you drove him away with your neglect and indifference." SpongeBob sighed, then looked determined. "Patrick, now is not the time for talking. We've got work to do." At Grandma's house, Gary was enjoying a breakfast of fresh squeezed orange juice and pancakes shaped like gingerbread men. Grandma even fed Gary by hand, carefully guiding each bite into his wide-open mouth. After breakfast, they got into Grandma's car and drove to a store called Martha's Craft Zone. "That's phasers on fun, Miss Topsy," said Grandma with a smile. Just moments after Grandma and Gary went to the store, SpongeBob and Patrick arrived loaded down with posters. "Here's a good spot," SpongeBob said, rolling one of the posters open, ready to paste it on the front door. He read his poster out loud to make sure it was just right. "Gary, I am sorry. Please come home. Love, SpongeBob." He thought that said it all. "Quick, Patrick, hand me the tape," he said, but Patrick was studying another sign on the front door. "Hey, they're having a sale on scented pine cones," Patrick exclaimed. "Patrick, this is no time for that," SpongeBob protested, but he was too late. Patrick rushed inside the store, chanting, "Pine cones, pine cones, pine cones." Grandma was admiring some pipe cleaners when Patrick hurried up to her. "Old lady, quick!" he blurted. "I'm looking for the scented pine cones. It's an emergency!" But Grandma told him she'd already picked up all they had. She showed Patrick her basket full of pine cones, and he leaned in to smell them. "Once again, you and I are kept apart, oh sweet scented pine cones," he said sadly. On his way out, he spotted Gary by her side. "Hey, Gary," he called out. Gary blinked. Outside, SpongeBob had just finished covering the front door with missing snail posters. "Ah, there!" he said, satisfied with his work. Then Patrick opened the front door, ripping through several posters. "Oops," he said, trying to somehow put the torn posters back together. SpongeBob handed Patrick a stack of flyers. "Come on, Pat, just take these flyers and hand them out." They walked away from the store. Seconds later, Grandma led Gary out, balancing a basket of scented pine cones on his shell. He didn't see SpongeBob, and SpongeBob didn't see him. Stay tuned for Chapter 7, coming up soon.